In some of the world's most popular tourist destinations, animals are being exploited for profit. But British wildlife activists are fighting back.
The pool's tiny.
Using cameras and smartphones, they are going undercover to explore and expose these practices.
My name is Megan, and I'm a wildlife photographer and zoology student, and I've come here to Hanoi, Vietnam, which is a hotspot for tourists, but I'm not here on a holiday. I'm here to investigate the cruel and illegal trade of the bear bile farming industry.
Bears across Asia are taken from the wild and kept in tiny cages. Their bile is collected and used in traditional Chinese medicine.
Since 2005 in Vietnam, it's been illegal to farm bears for their bile.
And to sell it. I want to find out if the trade is still going on. I head to an area on Highway 32 on the outskirts of Hanoi. I've been told it's famous for bear farms.
I'm just walking down the main highway. There are bear farms absolutely everywhere.
These farms are just garages with caged bears on display.
This behaviour, it's called stereotypic behaviour, where they pace up and down and they move their head back and forward, and it's just an indication of how stressed and bored they are. They spend their lives in this cage, nothing to entertain them, nothing interesting, nothing to stimulate their brains. What have they got left to do? You see the cracked paws as well. Years of just walking on bars, nothing but bars. I feel sick. I feel like they shouldn't be here. They just shouldn't be here.
Since 2005, it's been illegal to farm bears for bile, but a loophole allows people to still keep bears captive as long as they don't collect bile.
These bears, these majestic, beautiful animals, just trapped in this cage.
I can't prove that this bear is being used for bile, but when its owner shows up through an interpreter, I ask why she keeps them.
What are they for? What are the bears for? Could you ask her?
The food? Sao con lại nuôi gấu ạ? Con nuôi gấu làm gì? Nuôi thì nuôi thôi chứ nuôi làm gì?
Why so many?
Chị hỏi là nó con nuôi làm gì mà lại nuôi nhiều thế? Nuôi thì cũng nuôi thôi chứ nuôi làm gì?
This house right here and the ones next to it are, I mean, they're pretty expensive houses when you compare it to the rest of the street.
This bear is openly on display to anybody passing by, but when I get my camera out, the owner isn't happy.
She's asking us to go away, but that's fine. I mean, it couldn't be any more obvious. She's just closed the gate right in front of us. She doesn't want us to see these bears. She's obviously being pretty secretive and pretty, she's not happy about us being here.
Although it's upsetting to see the conditions these bears are living in, I've seen no evidence that bile is being collected. But the charity Animals Asia suspect that all farms along Highway 32 are actively involved in the trade.
You don't keep 20 bears just for the hell of it or for pets only. It's expensive to keep one bear, so if you're not extracting bile, then there's no way you're going to do it.
The charity have set up a sanctuary a few hours north of Hanoi to look after bears rescued from the trade. Many still show the physical and psychological scars from years spent trapped in cages. These bears, they're the lucky ones.
They certainly are. I mean, if we didn't rescue them, they would still be on bear farm today.
There are around 1,200 bears still on farms across Vietnam, and Tuan has a video showing what life is really like for the bears caught up in the bile industry. Tuan, what's actually going on here?
We managed to infiltrate one of the farm, and we managed to capture the bile extraction on video. And when the bears are kind of lightly sedated, they will tie the bear down, and then they would use an ultrasound machine. So they need to, get a long needle about 5 or 6 inches, right? And they'll start punching through the stomach to get through into the gallbladder. It will take them at least 10 or 20 go, or constant jabbing. And once they found it, they use a suction pump, and they just pump out the bile. It's an endless cycle of cruelty they go through, from the bear of being confined, of nothing to do, to suffer this horrendous pain from bile extraction.
Why is bile so valuable?
The problem at the moment in Vietnam is that the men mix bear bile with rice wine and vodka and drink it. And they reckon that it's a really good tonic, make them strong, just like the bear.
I want to see how easy it is to get hold of the product, so I meet up with Tuan in the centre of Hanoi. This area is popular with tourists and famous for shops selling traditional medicine products.
So what are we hoping to find?
Well, we're hoping to find that some of the shops still selling bear bile, even though it's illegal.
I'm wearing the hidden camera and Tuan is doing all the talking.
Hả? Mật gấu á?
Em mật gấu đi ạ.
Vâng.
Cái đấy là đi 2.000 Này đang để trong tủ lạnh.
Cái này lâu chưa chị? Cái này hơi cũ nhỉ?
Không, cái này mới mà.
Đấy.
And what is the label say?
Fresh bear bile. Nhìn nó không đảm bảo lắm.
Vâng, đúng rồi.
Vâng. Cảm ơn nhé.
With bear bile on offer if you know where to look, I head back to the farms on Highway 32 to see if we get offered bile there. We know that you can purchase bear bile from the traditional medicine shops, and we've seen the farms, and we've seen them separately, but what we haven't done is we haven't seen the bile directly in a farm. As a tourist, the farmers aren't going to offer me any bile, so our driver has volunteered to wear a hidden camera.
You good? I'm recording, and then you have this as well as red light.
Once rigged, he goes into a farm to see if bile is being produced and sold here. This farm doesn't have any bears openly on display, but the sign by the door clearly advertises what's on offer.
Ở này bán mật gấu à? Bạn này bán mật gấu à? Một có được không ạ?
It's quite tense and just waiting for him to come out. Not really sure what the outcome will be, but hopefully he'll have some really hard evidence for us. The people have, I think they've seen us. They've come out of the shop and they're kind of watching what we're doing. I was in there for a little while, not quite sure how it went, so let's find out.
Gặp ngay bài dạ dễ quá.
Just checking back through the footage.
Ba có ở nhà cháu tưởng ấy. Vâng.
Mua bao nhiêu thuê nữa?
Cháu xem nào thì cháu mua muốn lấy một ít để. Nhưng mà nhà mình nuôi ở mà. Nhà nuôi ở trong này hay đâu? xem một hai chỗ đã xong cháu có xem là nó quay lại.
The footage clearly shows a woman who claims to have bears offering to sell bear bile to our driver. So these farmers not only have the bears, but they are selling bile themselves as well. There's no doubt that the bear bile trade is still active in Vietnam. And as a tourist, I've been able to find bile for sale and come face to face with the bears still trapped in cages.